You are live.
Yeah, we are live. We are live. And guess what?
The Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the pan. That dude Biz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin flying around the field. Starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. Hot the death, oh yes, these other sports podcasts live as a bro's corpse. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the boys ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season and people starting five. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. Get it, we got what you need. If it's sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, starting five. Get it, we got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat stick. I got what you need.
That's right. We back. Some of us didn't make it out of their court case as we see. The others did. Newest episode of the Star 5. We chilling out here. Today we just gonna shoot the shit, recap a couple things. But as always, hit that QR code right next to my head this week. Pause. Yeah, the other way, TJ, because you're on the other side now. You see it? There you go.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit up the star5podcast.com. It's back up. Also, make sure you go to that merch link. I got the new case on here. So my other shit was getting beat up. iPhone 13 Pro case. Got it all the way up to 14 plus. Everybody's freezing today, but it's all right. But I'm going to go this way. Fusion dance.
What's that? Which way is that?
I'm pointing at you.
Your left is my right, so it looks like you're going in the other direction.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
What's up, y'all? Another nice day out. It's been a great week. Can't complain. Yo, the intro was knocking a little bit heavy on the bass today. It was just thumping and shit. The 808s was drilling hard. Love that shit. Anyway, all good. Glad to see your brothers back. And my man survived his birthday this year and the golf cart, so I'm gonna hand it off to him.
What up? What's up, everybody? Sorry, man. I had to do that little switch from the iPad to the phone. Doing good, man. Had a great week. Good to be back with you, brothers, man. I attempted to jump on last week, y'all, but I was intoxicated by about 9:30, fam. I know I spoke to y'all for a hot minute, and I know I was a mess. And my brother was like, "Yo, bro," he was like, "Nah." But no, dude, had a fantastic day. Pleasure to be back with y'all. Pleasure to be back with y'all today. I feel a sense of loss because this is a weekend without football, so I'm trying to get over that, but we'll see.
You got the XFL if you into that.
I was about to say. And there's a video. You know what? Before we get to but there's a video that I want to. I seen on TikTok today that made me really want to support the XFL this year for sure. But I missed it yesterday. Oh, you're still in hiding. Them pink curtains is a good lighting to block the.
Man,
you know how lighting works, Jamal. So kind of set up well man. For the interrogation.
It's future. It's not. Well, yo, it's your boy, Big O, man. I'm kind of suffering today. I'm gonna tell you, man. I played myself last night and today. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm oversharing right now, but y'all family, man. I went ahead and took some laxatives yesterday morning. Forgot I took the here's the crazy shit, right? Forgot I took the fucking laxatives as I'm drinking last night at like
Oh,
11:30.
stop the story. Hold on. So you took a laxative, right? Then
Uh,
you proceeded to drink the same day.
correct. It
Okay.
got better.
Continue. I just want to make sure I had that milestone marker. But go ahead. Continue.
Okay, so like 11:30, I'm like, damn. As I'm drinking, I'm like, damn, I'm fucking hungry now. So I was like, yo, you know what I haven't had in a minute?
White Castle.
You get it. You guessed it. You guessed it.
This
This
nigga said
motherfucker is on crack.
somebody's
Yo,
got
oh,
to
can I ask you a
die.
question?
I
Oh, can
go,
I ask
you
you a
gotta go.
question? Are you losing your shit?
Literally,
I wish I had my soundboard
figuratively,
out.
You got to
literally,
be kinder to yourself, man.
man.
You know, because fam, you doubled down, right? Because White Castle is a laxative by itself.
Whew. And the vodka shits are the
Mhm.
worst. So
Bro,
yeah,
you should be like spick and span clean inside right about now, bro. There should be nothing left. Like you should be hollow
Bro,
and shit.
man.
and weak as fuck, man. Because right now, I'm need a kickstand in a minute. You
Man,
know what I'm
listen,
saying?
I'm just gonna
You
leave
about to
my
get a
jokes.
six pack.
I'm gonna leave my jokes of where I thought this was going all the way alone. For I because I wrote a joke almost a decade or two ago where everybody in this world is at least 0.5% gay. And well, I was about to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Are you trying to get ready for a scene?
Oh man.
no.
I'm glad
Mm.
you take the joke well, my brother. Because
Nah,
I'm just
nah,
saying, you can tell us, like you said, we're fam. You know what I'm saying? We're
nah,
fam.
nah,
You like
nah, nah, man. Time,
no
times ain't
judgment
that hard,
zones
man.
here, bro. No judgment zones
he
here, man.
said times ain't that hard.
Times ain't that. Everybody has a price, man. My price is fucking
And that's why he's in witness protection.
Damn, bro.
Holy
yes,
Fam had
sir.
shit.
laxative, alcohol, and White Castle.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
This dude
triple
wanted to
play, man.
stand. He wanted to stand up at the urinal to shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man,
Bro,
you can trifecta, bro. I mean, when you hit all three of those, bing bong, my guy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
bro.
I'm surprised you didn't throw up yet, because that's really like, oh my goodness. I mean, you had a salad for lunch too, I bet.
saying?
We
You
just
watch
at that age, man.
collard
Right.
greens. You know what I'm
Exactly. Gotta get them greens in.
Damn.
Man, I don't know what to do with myself at this point, man.
You
Oh,
are
You gotta wait,
literally
wait it
losing
out.
knowledge, my guy.
Yeah, bro. You gotta wait it out like a bad storm, bro.
oh,
You gotta
literally. Fuck
find some
with
place to shelter up, bro.
Yo, bro, you got to look at that mirror on the back of your bathroom door and start asking yourself questions and shit like,
Man,
why?
I got the wet naps, man. I'm so grateful for that, man.
I
Man,
hope they're
This would
flushing.
be a really good time if you had a bidet, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because
bro.
probably you get sore from wiping and shit, bro.
Yo,
Man.
he's gonna be pissing out his ass. He could just shit in the shower and just pee it out. Like, oh my goodness.
Dog, don't sneeze, don't cough, don't laugh too hard. Dog, if you
We
gotta drive
understand if you got
somewhere,
to go in the middle of the show. If the middle of the show
Yes,
we're taking too
we
long, man, just go,
understand.
bro.
Yo,
Just
Jamal,
go, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Yo, when I had COVID, right? It was like that.
man.
Severe diarrhea and a coughing bout. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. You're
yo,
talking
you're
about
a
4 or 5
candidate.
boxes a day, man.
You're a candidate for depends at that point, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Oh
be
shit.
living that Trump life, man.
I wonder. I
He's
wonder
like, yeah.
if I
He's
had
like,
a
yo,
wonder,
he's like, it's too tight around the waist.
Yeah, man. You
all,
gotta take
Shout
all
it.
out
I'm
to
Don't
the weekend.
All I'm thinking
Oh
about
man,
is the pull-ups commercials. I want
Dan, you
to
wasn't
get
lying
down.
when you said we were shooting the shit today, because
Yeah,
somebody took that literally. You know
Literally.
what I'm saying?
and he's gonna drop Cheerios in his toilet as target practice.
Oh man, yeah, bro. If you gotta drive
Ooh,
somewhere, fam, don't make no sudden stops, bro.
nah, bro. Keep your ass in the house, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
is
I'm
Uber
playing
Eats today.
safe, man.
Everything is Uber Eats today, bro. Just let them come
Yeah,
to you. You know what I'm saying?
Two
I'm
hands
playing
on
safe
the
today,
wheel,
man.
2 hands on the wheel, focused. This
What
is
you
it.
down like? What you down like 4 pounds now? 4 to 6 pounds?
I
40,
swear, it must
46.
be. I might be,
Four to
man.
six. 4 to 6 pounds. You
No,
Dog,
might be
and we
mid O by the time the
46.
show is over. You ain't gonna be big O no more.
See,
Like
40,
oh light,
'Be like
46,
old
46
light
pounds
and shit.
light.
and a couple of toilet rolls.
which laxative did you take, man?
No subs.
You lucky you didn't take Epsom salts. If you took Epsom salts, bro,
Oh yeah, no. I would definitely been pissing out of my ass.
yeah.
I
Yeah, I would
use
definitely.
Citrama, the
Mm.
Yeah,
shit that
see,
tastes
that's what I grew up with. That's what I grew up with. The freaking. That's the one that
that
kind of
tastes
tastes like Sprite.
yeah, but it tastes like medicine Sprite.
Yeah, medicine Sprite. Yeah, medicine. Yeah, yep.
Sam, nah, my
You
mom
got
just
too much experiences with laxatives, bro. I don't even know
bro.
shit like that.
That's
Mom Dukes used to give us Epsom salts, bro. Drink Epsom salts, man. You want to talk about a laxative on steroids? Shit.
Yeah.
well. How
Epsom
did all
salts.
right? Since we talking this shit, how does that
Yeah.
work? Like you just you just let the Epsom salt, like the same Epsom salt that comes in a container that you take a bath with, you just put some in
Yes.
water. That's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it.
It's also a laxative. So she used
Yeah.
to try and hide it in like Sprite or something like that, but that ain't dog. It wasn't working.
Yeah, I know salty soda don't do it.
Yeah, no. So, and the thing with Epsom salt, bro, Epsom salt come at you at the wrong time because you think you're all right until you laugh at that joke. and then it's a mistake. Then it's an accident, you know. So yeah, and
Oh
Epsom salt
shit!
is a hardcore 24-hour cycle minimum.
Wow, wow. I should have
It's
used
like,
that to get my down to my 6 pack last year. I'd have been all
fam,
right.
Epsom salts will have you get rid of shit you ate from you was like 9, bro. All fucking Sunny Dew drinks and shit. The Bonton barbecue chips from '83.
Wow.
It's all coming out, bro.
You see, like old school candy wrappers in the stick.
I was gonna say so I could get all the now laters and jingles out of me from back in the
Fam, the Charleston Chew.
all the
The
cherry
Charlie
plain.
Chans, the
The
lemon
fucking,
heads,
the
all of
fucking
that
big bowls.
The
Oh
original
my
Crispy
god.
Pepsi.
Oh my
Yo,
god.
So you can knock
dog.
Yo, that was too funny.
you can
That
knock
was
out.
too funny.
I say you can knock out all the blue from the blue raspberry tropical fantasies and
Dog,
get
He'd be
all
like,
of it.
your
he'd be
shit
like,
back up.
you was shitting out plaque you had in your teeth and shit from back in like when he was 12.
Yo,
Fix his cavities.
It's a
Fam.
pure cleanse. It's a pure cleanse.
mm.
Oh
Now
my god.
now I want to try it this close. I'm that idiot. I haven't, my willpower to not try shit is good because I would have tried every drug possibly, but I haven't. But like I'm that idiot to try stuff. Like I'm the idiot that I hate spiders. I'm afraid of spiders. I want a tarantula.
Why?
I don't
Don't do that
know.
to yourself, fam. Don't do it. Those things are
Why,
horrific.
bro?
They are
I don't
horrific, Dan.
I know.
Okay. Okay.
I almost want to experience the holding it in my hand.
No, no,
I
bro.
hate
I mean, why
spiders.
are you trying to put that fear and stress on your body, bro?
I don't know.
Yo,
You would you would
Yo,
never
Daniel,
sleep at night. You would
yo,
never
Daniel,
sleep at night knowing that shit was in a crate in your
yo,
house, bro.
Dad, check this out, yo. I agree with you, man. I kind of agree with you, yo. As a kid, I was afraid of dogs. What was the first thing I did when I was adult? Got a dog. I was afraid of electricity. I went to fucking Apex and took a course in electric. So I kind of see where you're
Contra.
Y'all
trying to face your
motherfuckers,
fears head on.
y'all motherfuckers gotta touch the fire, bro. It don't matter. You're like, yo,
Oh
it's
yeah,
hot. I'm
I
gonna stick
used
my whole hand in there
Yeah.
just to see how hot that shit is, bro.
yeah, like I mean, besides, I mean, hey, we're not gonna go back to trying to touch the bottom of the porcelain, but yeah, I like I'm that like I be thinking of weird shit like that. Like yo, like I would like to experience a freaking lion bite as long as I know I
No,
could
you
live.
wouldn't,
As,
nigga. No,
as
you
long as
wouldn't, bro.
no, I'm saying on some like as long as I know I could live on the other end. You know what I'm
You may
saying?
not
Like
want to live through it, bro.
but yeah, I guess it's the geek nerd comic booky brain in me that's
Bro, this
like
is real
if I
life.
was
This is
Superman, if
real
I was
life, bro. You just coming back with a nub.
I know that I'm not. That's why I'm wrong. But I be thinking about that, like yo, like let me go like the dude, the Red Bull dude who sky dove from 25 plus thousand feet with no parachute. Like I would do that if I could fall in the ground like Wile E. Coyote, get back up and run off. you
Yo,
know,
you imagine the trail of diarrhea that's following you while you falling down
your
them
trail of
20,000.
diarrhea.
Well,
Bro,
yeah, definitely me. But
that's like
I
a
would be
that's like a
shitting
short,
myself the
strong
whole way.
rainstorm. What are you talking about, my guy? That's like thunder and lightning type shit you got going on over there. This shit is followed by like gale force winds, man. What are you talking about?
Talk about under a pale moonlight, right? Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, yo, the first little ping you get, you start thinking, like, oh wait, God, yo, nigga, didn't you take a lap for him? That was I said to myself, because I
Bro,
totally forgot.
every bubble, every shift your stomach makes, you just walk to the bathroom, guy. Don't
It's
even
Uh,
think about it.
yeah.
literally
Just walk to the
oh,
bathroom.
oh.
When you see everything go black, when you see me turn my camera on my mic off, just assume that's where I'm at. Man.
Yeah, man. We respect it. We respect it. Oh, that
That
was too funny.
that is not the trail of tears that we grew up to know. Talk about leaving breadcrumbs. Just
Oh,
make
yeah.
sure you got the mop along the route that you got to walk to the bed.
Wow.
got a
You
new
got
got
the
a new get a new pair of pants ready to go.
you got slow drip and shit.
Follow the drip. Follow the drip. Follow the drip. Robin Harris shit.
Shit.
Um. Oh well. But speaking of shit. Speaking of
Wait,
shit.
wait to start off the show, fellas. Way to start off the
I mean, well, hey, shitty situation for my Philadelphia Eagles. We lost.
Yeah, man.
We lost. Do you see? Do you
But
understand? Do you understand why I took it the way I did? Because
shit was an engaging game, Dan. It was an engaging game.
it was. But when we lost, I laughed and said, I guess it happened. Oh well. And literally it was oh well, on to the next fucking thing. Whatever. Shit happens. Y'all motherfuckers need to get over it. Learn a little something from me. This is why you don't get overhyped. You get overhyped once the mission is complete.
Yeah.
When you lose,
So,
whatever.
yeah, living deep in Eagles country where I am, I would have to say uh, it was like they already won for the 2 weeks previous. Like it was
Mm,
heavy over here. It was heavy. The Dunkin' Donuts selling the Eagles shit. Everybody wearing Eagles t-shirts and jerseys to work. Go Birds, whatever. And here's the thing: I did not knock them for that because I understood that team looks so goddamn dominant, man. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
they did.
So, and then you and I talked about it. I told you flat. I said I didn't think Kansas City had a chance just from the eye test. It wasn't to the day of the Super Bowl when I realized not a single credible media sports outlet gave Kansas City a chance. I'm like, hold on a minute. There's something wrong with that. There's, I said, wait, there's something. The last time I saw that was '07, was Giants Patriots, honestly. And when, the Eagles internal, they have absolutely zero reason to be upset about that game. Zero reason because they played their asses off. That quarterback is fucking money.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah, Hurts is the
that
real deal.
dude made the throws he was making on a consistency. When there was a play to be made, he made it. He made one fucking mistake. That did not cost him the game.
It
The
was
penalty did not cost
costly.
him the game. It was
It
No, it was the
costly.
costly.
defense. It
It was costly, but it did not cost him the game,
Right.
nor
it
did
was the
that penalty.
defense, man.
Yeah.
It was the
Um,
defense, man. The
What I
defense
think.
let him
I think.
down.
I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people forgot how good he was in college. When this
I've been
dude,
saying that all year though. All year. I was like, yo, I thought that was a fantastic pickup when they got him because I
Mhm.
watched him play in college.
And I told
yeah,
y'all
yeah,
where
he
I
got
told
hurt in
y'all where
college, and we went straight to tour, and it was next man up in Alabama, and motherfuckers forgot. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude is a stud.
He
You know,
balled out of OU, though. He balled out of
He
OU.
balled out at OU. He could have won the Heisman at two different
Yeah,
schools.
he was.
yeah,
Yeah.
But no, the Eagles, man. This is like and you know how much I hate the Eagles. Brother. This is the first year honestly didn't hate the Eagles because I respected the excellence, and they played. This was probably one of the most highly skilled Super Bowls I've ever seen. It was a defensive nightmare, but this is the most high. I've never seen offensive play calling on both sides like I saw in this game.
Oh,
The
they were
offense,
surgical with that
but
shit.
guess what? You ain't gonna
the
see it next year
no,
because
no,
the enemy is out of
yeah,
there.
yeah. So, but no, that was a hell of a game, and it just came down to when it came down to close game. It the only place that the Eagles was deficient was an experience.
no,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
tell you exactly where we
Mhm.
were, where we suffered. It was that linebacker. It was that linebacker
Travis
Linebacker too,
Kelce,
because
Kelce smoked him.
but
not that Kelsey wasn't Kelsey did his thing. There's no disrespect. No
he's going to
disrespect.
do that. Yeah, but go ahead. But
Travis
yeah,
Kelsey did his thing,
yeah.
but it was the obviously the Bradbury play, but that didn't really change everything. The only thing that
No,
that the only thing that changed was the amount of time we had to get the ball back at the end of the game,
Correct.
which
right,
it would have been a drastic difference from 11 seconds to a minute 40 and change.
right.
Which if the officials let it rock, then it would have been a far more dramatic ending. Far more dramatic ending. But
Yeah,
there was more than those plays where KC wide receivers were just wide the fuck open. And our
that's what.
linebacker bit.
Go ahead.
I was gonna finish it as the linebackers bit heavy on way too many wide open plays.
Dan, even like that second touchdown they scored with a running back or whoever came out the back, nobody was in 10 yards of the dude, and he walked into the end zone. I was like,
Well,
this
that
is
was
not Philly defense.
the second touchdown was the fumble. The
Oh,
second
okay,
touchdown was
yeah.
the fumble.
Oh, that's right. It was just like how are these people getting so wide open? I mean, the pass rush didn't get any sacks, didn't register any sacks at all, and very few QB hits. Like I give it up to old Casey's line. They held up pretty well against that rush.
Well,
No,
here's another thing. Is we've seen the evolution of Andy Reid. Andy Reid's play call is ridiculous. The play design is fucking ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And the Eagles defensive coordinator was overmatched. But unfortunately, the Eagles had had played in the NFC, and we just don't have them type teams over there. So it
No,
sucks that in the Super
Great
Bowl
Gary.
is the Super Bowl is the best team they played all year. And the margin was so. Who's the best team they played all year? The Giants or the Cowboys or the Vikings, which is pretty much razor thin between all three of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you can
yeah,
only
yeah, yeah.
play who's on your schedule. So they really did not see anything like that. And so, but I mean, is with those stats, you see how Jalen Hurts played, man. Y'all, they in such good
He
hands.
played to win the game, bro. He played to win the
It's
game.
unreal
but
how.
yo, but listen. Can we talk about
Yeah,
Kenny Powers though for a little bit? Because this dude Kenny Powers, aka Pat Mahomes, is
he's
I
a different level,
mean,
man. He's different.
we're in about another 3 years. We're gonna stop talking about Tom Brady the way he's going. Because at the rate he's going he's already at the age he is, he's already won more Super Bowls than more rings than Brady.
Well, I already stopped talking about Tom Brady before because when you know the game, you know the game well enough, and you don't look at just championship wins. You
Hmm.
still look at the player itself. I might have said it last week or the week before. Excuse the wind. I'm still taking Peyton Manning over Brady. I'm still taking a coach on the field over Brady. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
At least regular
Brady,
season. Just yeah.
Brady,
Yeah.
phenomenal talent. Phenomenal talent. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. First ballot, not even thinking about Hall of Fame. Like Brady can have a Hall of Fame induction ceremony to himself. Like how the Undertaker should have been inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame by
Yes,
himself.
sir.
Tom Brady can have that. But
Yeah,
talent
it'll be his day.
But talent wise, there's still more players, quarterbacks that I would take above Brady. That I could give five, maybe, but I'm not doing that right now. Pat Mahomes, we've already been, like I said in our group chat the other day, they were trying to crown Pat Mahomes as soon as he made his first sidearm no look throw.
Hmm. Because it
And
hasn't
Yeah.
been done
Hmm.
before.
and I'm gonna say it on here. It's not like other people haven't said it before. Pat is the safe Negro. And that's okay. But Pat is the safe Negro.
He's like Russell Wilson. He's like Russell Wilson almost.
Right, but Russell Wilson couldn't keep up the
The
continuation of
run.
success.
Right, right, right.
That's all he's missing is longevity. As
Yeah.
far as the eye test, we see him on the field. The only person that comes close to doing the shit he's done is Aaron Rodgers, but he don't got the rings. If Aaron Rodgers had the rings, we'll be talking about Aaron Rodgers that way.
Well,
Yeah,
Pat
you're
Mahomes,
did.
absolutely right.
yeah, they did, and
They always did,
they,
and
yeah,
all he
yeah,
did was win one and fail every NFC
yeah.
Championship game.
Yeah.
So, look,
And and,
Pat,
and, and and on that note, Lamar Jackson. So what you're basically saying is Lamar Jackson would never be that guy.
even
If
with the
Lamar,
rings, he wouldn't be. He
if
just don't
Lamar
fit
Jackson
the
had three
profile.
rings by now, yeah, that's it. He don't fit the profile.
Yeah, he don't fit the profile. But
He never did
Mahomes,
though. He never did.
I
That's
would,
why they didn't like him.
yeah, I give Mahomes three things. He passed the eye test. That motherfucker was unflappable. There was not a time in that game where he looked nervous or scared. The only thing he looked like on the sideline was he was getting impatient. He wanted to get on the field, and the Eagles was running that clock. The defense couldn't get off the field, and you saw Mahomes was like, "Yo, I just need to get on," you know.
Because he
But he
already knew
looked
what he
off.
was gonna do.
Yeah, he looked unflappable, man. And even by halftime, no people thought it was going to be bad after halftime. When the Eagles went in by 10, if they don't roll another score, so um, it could the game could have got out of hand. But Andy Reid finally learned how to make adjustments. Go figure.
Listen,
Go
I
figure.
told my boy, I was at my boy's house, and at halftime, I said, "This game is going to end up with whoever has the ball last at the end of the game is winning this game." That's the way I saw it. I was like, I see it already. And then what did Mahomes do? He came and marched right down the field first possession,
Yeah,
right out
a,
of
clo-
halftime.
a close game was never in the Eagles' favor. That's the one. That's the only. That's one of the advantages they have. A close game
Right.
wasn't in their favor just because the Chiefs have been playing them games for 2-3 years now, just like these shootouts and all that shit. Um,
But
I
What
did
that
really
notice a
hurt them
couple.
was that punt return though. Kadarius Tony flipping the field that hurt them a lot as well.
Yeah, it was honestly, it was two bad Giants that cost them the Super Bowl. two, and not for nothing, Dan. James Bradbury, he had a good year with the Giants, and then that shit he did, he had so many of those last years. Why they got rid of him? That
and I was gonna go back to that play because
yeah, go ahead, brother.
it didn't cost us the game, but it did affect the game in a
That's what I'm
major
saying.
way. And that's the way that people should be talking about it more along
Mhm.
the lines. Because yeah, everybody's been kind of saying, yo, as a ref, you should eat that whistle. Not
No, you
because it's
can't do
my
that.
team, not because it's my team. I agree. Whether and taking it from the standpoint of you're the beneficiary of the call or you're the loser of the call. Either way, when you're in tight situations like that, you would hope and expect the officials to eat the whistle, allow them boys to play. And that's what was happening until that moment. And it
It's
went as soon as that happened, that was the shotgun blow that I knew we lost this game. And I could have
No,
turned
it
the
was a
TV
wrap.
off
So,
that person.
so would you have let them score right away so you could get the ball back one more time?
Yes. That's why when they made that run to the 1 yard line, they stopped.
Yeah, right. I would have been like, yo, I would have just let them score at that after
Or
the
push
call.
them in the end zone.
Yeah, do something. Yeah, like we need the ball back. We need the ball back yesterday.
it's
Well,
it's
So
it's it's funny. It's
give
funny
me an
because
opportunity to score.
if this was a different sport, if this was the NBA, he would have ate that whistle.
I
You
doubt
know what
that.
I'm saying?
I doubt that. And
Nah,
It
Yo,
depends on the
NBA,
player.
yo, Dan,
if it was a
Dan, that
star,
Depends on the
happens all
player.
the time.
bro, it
No,
It
depends
happens
who
all
the
the
star
no,
time.
was that was taking the shot. If it was a big NBA star taking a shot,
he's
you
getting that
breathe on
call.
them to get in that call.
Yeah, he's getting
Um,
that
or
call.
we'll put it in the conversation we love to hate. I know I hate it. If it was Jordan, would have got that call. If it
Right.
was LeBron, it would have been LeBron from earlier this season flipping the fuck out. And we seen it. How come he didn't get that clear foul call? We
Yeah.
seen it. Jamal said it best. It does depend on the star. And that's where Arian Foster's comments of this league, this league is scripted comes into play. Niggas had the
nice
nerve to
segue.
say, niggas had the nerve to say like they are handed a script in the beginning of the season of how the season's gonna go. And as soon as I heard that they're handed a script thing, I was like, yeah, it's called the playbook. It's called the practice schedule. It's called this is what you are supposed to do to conduct yourself as a professional on this team and in this league. Not a script of how the outcome of the season is gonna go.
Yeah.
If that was the
Somebody,
case, if that was the case at the height of Black Lives Matter, don't you think every Negro headquarter, starting quarterback would have done something and won everything?
mhm. Somebody
Good,
better check
good point.
Arian Foster's computer for Infowars or something, bro.
You know what? You know
He-
what? It's a lazy way of explaining the shit that goes on in the NFL. You
just
know,
like just like
I,
just
I,
like
had, I, had,
how
a, I had a friend of mine. I had a friend of mine. He's a co a former coworker of mine. He was saying that you know these boxers because he's been Golden Gloves. He has his trophies and all that shit, Golden Gloves. And he was basically like, yo, these promoters and managers pick who they want to excel and become prize fighters and whatever the case is. You know, and so I took it and ate it, for what it was. But it's a lazy way of everything is not a conspiracy, and everything is not worth delving and going into the rabbit hole for.
just
So this whole
Bro, there's
this
no
whole
script saying your team starts 0-4 and then you make a crazy run to the Super Bowl.
exactly.
well, you're
Nobody,
right. TJ,
nobody's having
you're
that.
absolutely right. TJ, you're absolutely right. But when,
Nobody
but when you have but
say
when you have
nobody.
guys but when you have guys like Miami Dolphins head owner telling an up and coming black coach to lose games purposely,
Yeah,
But
it
it
tips
that's
the
doesn't
scale.
help. Yeah, it
but
doesn't help.
that's different, and technically we're still waiting for the proof on that. Technically, we're still waiting for the proof on that. Nobody has fully outright denied it or proven him wrong, but we're technically still waiting for the proof on that.
Mm,
With you in this factor, i.e., today is Sunday, right? The
correct.
easy answer for anything, inexplainable is I'm not mentioning it because allegedly you're not supposed to mention it, but I'm gonna leave. Of course, you're gonna say it's scripted. When you see again the great Tom Brady kicking everybody's ass and Bill Belichick literally out coaching everybody in these teams' family, you're gonna always say it's scripted because it's not your team winning. Now, and then if
Correct.
two, part two, and I'm gonna pass it on to whoever wants it after that. This is coming from a person who you're telling me all of your injuries, all of your injury prone years in the NFL, you were told to get hurt. You were told not to heal up, rest up, and come back. I doubt that. Wasn't there a season where he sat out and just waited and was like, "Nah, I'm not coming back yet until the
Yeah,
right
that's what he did,
situation"? Yeah, like nah, like sometimes in cases like this, it's more about the messenger than the message.
bro.
Message
Correct,
is
It
correct.
goes. It,
And yo, not but real quick, TJ. Not only
yeah,
that, right? How old is Arian Foster?
he's got him in his 30s, mid to late 30s now.
Mid to late 30s. All right, so if you love the game, right? If you love the game, you feel as though you got cheated, or whatever the case is. Now we have not one league, we have three leagues, right? So if that's the case, if you feel as though you got cheated or whatever the case is, the script wasn't in your favor, you could choose the XFL, you could choose USFL. So what channel you want to be on? You want to be on channel? You want to be on channel two,
Bro,
channel five,
you're talking about a
OTA.
dude who was his own agent. All right, he was his own agent. He didn't have any agents. He negotiated every dollar he got.
And when
All
he
right.
was in the league, the CFL was still an option.
Yeah, absolutely.
CFL. Forgot
So,
about the CFL.
so him saying it was scripted, like, yeah, they. What about the dudes who really came out of college and worked hard? There's a such thing as talent, and talent with the right person, with the right people coaching that talent, can take you so far. There's nothing in a script that's going to outdo talent. There's just players on your team that you're going against. That players that you're going against are even better than what's on your squad, and you can
Dude,
see it time and time again.
the just a name that Big O mentioned a little while ago, Lamar Jackson. And this kind of just encompasses a piece of everything we talked about. This was a guy who was told, oh, we want you to go play in another position. Bill Polian, of all people, oh, he's not a quarterback. What the fuck did he do? Go out and become MVP. And the irony of you mentioning he represents himself. He's his own agent,
Right.
you know. So now are you telling me that again his injuries, his MVP was all scripted? Just to say, look, we do respect black quarterbacks or some shit. Like, nah. No. The only script I think is the scripts that each team get is called the pluck and play book.
Yeah.
There's your
We've seen
scripts
it.
every
There's
season. It's a
coaches that
fucking
just
playbook.
can't coach. There's coaches that just can't coach. As a Giants fan, we've seen it for many years.
Oh Lord, have
All
mercy.
right, and we're yelling at the TV that we could call some better shit than what they even got because they're just it's so vanilla. We were calling plays right before they happened. That's how vanilla the fucking play calling was for our team. So being scripted is bullshit, man. You got the best players. That's one sport where if you have pretty much the best players, your team will come out on top for the most part if you got the right coaching to coach it that way. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
coaching helps. Yeah, man.
Coaching is very important.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Coaching,
had a good Super Bowl, so I mean that's all you can ask for is a good ass game, and
Yeah,
that was an incredible game.
it was.
Um, Halftime show. Uh, some people too happy, some people too mad, but that's what a halftime show is supposed to do.
the commercials was whack this year too. I didn't like none of the commercials. The ads were
Honestly, the commercials
weak.
have been whack for like 20 plus years, bro. It's been. I don't think since the Bud Bowl days has Super Bowl commercials been incredible.
You're
Yo,
right.
so y'all didn't lose your shit when the Tubi commercial.
Nah,
No, no,
Y'all wasn't looking for the controller.
no, I was too drunk,
no.
bro. It was all good.
There was like nothing memorable about none of the commercials this year, and I don't know why they keep making a big deal about it,
Oh
and they
yeah,
keep on
the
putting.
Jesus commercial.
Oh my God,
that's
that was
that's
crazy.
that's I don't know what the purpose of that commercial was. I don't know who their target market was, but they missed on
I
all
hate those
cylinders.
commercials. I hate those
I was
commercials.
like,
They
oh man,
they try to go for the gut completely and then just say, "But Jesus, but Jesus." That's all they do.
trying
But
trying not to offend anyone, they miss everyone
while
with that whole
while
kind of shit.
offending,
Yeah.
yeah, they're terrible. But real quick, just to go over because I think this was an episode. I for some reason I lost the AFC predictions, but I have our NFC predictions of this year because we wanted to recap. Oh,
Oh yes.
oh, let's yeah, we'll start with his because I think this is an episode you missed, Jamal.
Okay.
O picked the Bucks, Panthers, Saints, and Falcons, and Bucks to win the division. Bucks did win the division, but they were one of the worst division in the league this year.
Mm.
O picked Packers, Vikings, Lions, Bears, and anybody who picked the Packers definitely shit the bed on that one. Rams, we all shit the bed on as far as number one. But it was Rams, Niners, Cards, Seahawks. And then, because I started with you, I have to really call you out and say, you picked them Cowboys to win the East.
Dang,
Mm.
Terrible.
hurt my soul to do it. If that
Yeah.
means anything.
TJ, Bucks, Vikings, Rams, Eagles. And I pretty much mirrored that Bucks, Vikings, Rams, Eagles. So we kind of went 3-1 as far as the division winners. Went 1-3 or 1-2.
All right, oh, I see you.
I forgot the AFC ones, but I know
Shout out to
for
that one.
I know for a fact it's clear as day, and I made it known. I know I missed on the Chiefs because remember, I know TJ picked the Chiefs. I remember that to win the division. I remember. I don't have it written down. I can't find that one, but
Uh,
I specifically remember you picked the Chiefs to win the division. I picked them to make third place because I really thought the Raiders were going to turn it around. And
oh, you did say
Mm.
that. I do remember that convo.
yep,
Look, I think I picked the
They had
Chiefs.
Devontae Adams.
I think I
yeah,
picked Chiefs and Buffalo for AFC Championship. That
yeah, I
was my
believe
two.
so.
Well,
And I
early,
think
early, early
and that
AFC prediction. Early AFC prediction. The Jets may just not the championship, not the AFC championship. What's the one before that? The
The
semifinals. They'll make it to the
divisional
Yeah.
round.
semifinals
Yeah.
with Rodgers
but
in the car. Yeah, they'll make it to the semifinals.
here's my early prediction. I'm going to wait till that season starts. That's my early prediction because you know why, yo? Because already, and you know how people love to jump out the fucking window as soon as the season's over, right?
Yeah.
Already people are making their who's the best quarterback in the league lists and all of that shit. And already, I keep saying already, but I'm gonna say it one more time. Already, this early before next season, people are already putting Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Trevor
Trevor
Lawrence,
Lawrence. Yep.
all above the man who scored 3 of our 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. They cannot wait to make Trevor Lawrence the new Peyton Manning. They cannot
Yeah,
wait.
yeah.
They cannot wait to go crazy about him. Um, what
I,
Jalen
I
Hurts
I've yet to
did,
see something that
yeah,
impresses me about him to put him in that category.
all credit to Pat Mahomes, right? But Pat Mahomes was thrown to some wide open folks. Jalen Hurts was fitting passes in some wind. He made about 3 incredible third down throws. I was like, damn, like third and long and shit like that. You know what I mean? So
In
for these type
duress.
in duress, you know. And here another credit I'll give is this: from the opening play, it was clear Kansas City's defense was not better than the Eagles, but they were absolutely more aggressive. They sold the fuck out from the first play without a doubt. I was like, yo, they're
Yeah, you're
trying to
right.
kill these dudes. They're trying to punch above their weight. And credit to Steve Spagnuolo for doing that. This dude makes his living out of coaching mediocre defenses during the season, and then getting the Super Bowl every few years. He's
Yeah.
eating off that shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the Kansas City defense was twice as aggressive as the Eagles defense.
That's facts. That's facts. But
Mhm.
speaking of Kansas City offense, though,
Yes, sir. I know where you're going. Yeah.
They finally want to give a black man a chance. And with all the past open opportunities there were, Eric Bieniemy wasn't that guy. He wasn't
Unreal.
that guy. But all of a sudden now, because it's them stinking ass Commanders, one of the worst run organizations in the league, now you want to give a black man a shot. We
Because they
just
want to get him out. That's why.
we just seen. I don't think Andy wants him out of Kansas City. I don't think the Kansas City organization wants him out of Kansas City. This feels like,
Mm-mm.
Totally agree
if
with
you
you on
want to
that.
say, if you want
No.
to say league conspiracy, then maybe. But we seen what happened with the Texans.
Yep. Yep.
We seen what happened with the Bears, with Lovey. Everywhere Lovey went until he decided to say, you know what, fuck this, I'm going to college.
Hmm.
You don't get the ideal situations or opportunities
That's their
unless,
way. Yeah.
yeah, like except for like what's his name, the coach that won, don't Tony Dungy turned them Bucks around. John Gruden got him the Super
Hmm.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Went to the Colts, turned them Colts around, finally got the mission complete. Just like it wasn't Lovey Smith. Who was the other dude that coached against them with the Bears?
Oh, Jim.
Caldwell.
Yeah,
No, not
Caldwell.
Jim
Yeah.
Caldwell. It wasn't Jim Caldwell. It was Lovey Smith when he coached the Bears.
It was
Yeah,
Lovey Smith versus
Let me just
Tony
coach the
Dungy.
Bears.
Versus
Yeah,
Tony Dungy.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
then
It was
against
Tony
Tony
right.
Dungy.
Dungy.
yeah.
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 But you mentioned names like Jim Caldwell, Art Shell back in the day. What's the man? And we let him off the hook.
Oh,
Fucking
Dennis
Danny
Green.
Green. Danny Green.
Dennis Green. Dennis
We,
You
we
Green.
are
were
who
who we
we
thought they
thought they
were.
were.
That's right. But you mentioned the guy who was just with the Texans,
Romeo Cornell.
Romeo
Hmm.
Crennel. Another situation. Well, Romeo Crennel had some good. He was put in some good situations.
Yeah, he
Some
was in
good,
Cleveland.
you know. Didn't what? No, he wasn't in Green Bay.
He was in
Mm-mm.
No,
Cleveland as a head coach, I
Romeo was a
believe.
He was
coordinator in
in
Green Bay.
Cleveland.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But we don't get as far I'm saying our people don't get afforded the good opportunities. The good opportunities, I guess you could say, go to coordinators of my Eagles, and they get shots like that, and,
The
and
Eagles
you
are the
don't.
best in the league at taking care of putting black,
The
especially
coaches.
with black quarterbacks, and giving
Yeah.
coaches a shot. The Eagles, there's no
Yeah.
better. There's no better,
Yeah,
and
Can
the
I, can
whole
I
city is comfortable with that, which is amazing.
can I say something though? Can I say something?
Yeah.
Every now and again, right? And I'm going again with NFL and NBA. Every now and again, you come across a guy, a man who, okay, yes, is he thrusted? Is he a black man thrusted into a bad organization? And we say, okay, you guys want a head coaching position? All right, here you have it. And it's a bad run team. Yes,
No,
every now
no,
and again.
no. The guy voluntarily interviewed for that team, though. You got to take that into
Well, yeah,
consideration.
right. He has to because because
Every
it's like
opportunity he's
yo,
gonna get.
I'm a black man. Yes, do I want a head coach position? Is a vacancy there? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Do I know it's a bad run team? Yes. But I want this opportunity. So when you have guys
I get that.
Like Lovie Smith going to the Bears, Lovie Smith going to the Bears has been a perennially bad team for years. They went to the Super Bowl. You look, and I think NBA. Oh man, what's dude named Son, man? That's
Frank
coaching the
Violet.
Rockets right now. The Rockets are a shit team. Rockets have been a shit team for years, especially since Daryl Morey left. And you kind of feel sorry for him being in that position, but yo, he as a black man, he wants to head to the coaching position. Mike Brown is Sacramento Kings head coach right now. Sacramento Kings is number one in the Pacific.
Coach
You
of
know,
the
All
year,
right,
Patrick
but
man.
Patterson since Weber days.
here's the thing to what you're speaking on. Oh, what it is NBA bringing the NBA in is it's a totally different conversation because for the most part, if you're not like an organization that's used to winning and has gives people time to grow, like that's what I wanted to get to. They give some of these coaches time to grow. They give some of these coaches time to grow and expand with some of these teams. The NFL used to be that kind of league. When we talk about quarterbacks, we used to say quarterback development. You know,
Just
Aaron
sit the
Rodgers,
year. Just sit the
Aaron Rodgers,
year or whatever.
you sit more. Aaron Rodgers was that the last guy that was quote unquote developed from off the bench, but everybody knew he had the talent, but he got to sit back and learn under the, the watch of Brett Favre. Hopefully, he didn't pick up any of his scamming tactics. He'll be all
Mm.
right. But but
Hmm.
he got to learn under Brett Favre for almost 6 years until the organization said, "We're tired of you not making up your mind, Brett. We are going this direction because
Yeah,
we have this talent that we was able to sit back and curate and develop into the guy that
Agreed.
got a Super Bowl ring." But coaching used to be the same way when it came to the 90s and the 80s and things like that. That's why, like, when you look at all the package all together and you think back, and everybody is so fond of the era they grew up on, like how we, oh, nobody changed teams back in the 80s and the 90s. It was because one, contract situations were different. Two, people did change teams, but it didn't bounce around as often because in today's leagues, player empowerment is almost number one over team loyalty. And then these ownership groups were so different that they gave a fuck about their athletes, about their coaching staffs. They wanted them to be in these positions for a long time to try to grow, develop, and turn around.
Building a culture is building a culture.
Yes, yes, but because this world and the games became the "what have you done for me lately" microwavable popcorn type leagues, it's always every 3 to 4 years. What have you done for me lately? We need to move on. What have you done for me lately? We need to move on. Oh, you got this big name quarterback. You've done nothing with this big name quarterback. But guess what? You ignored every other position that makes that quarterback successful. Why? Because you put all your eggs into this one basket, and that's it, and focus on that. So it's
And you
about
fucked the guy,
develop,
you fucked the quarterback set up. That guy's messed up. And not because he
right,
wasn't put in the right system or they
right,
didn't build the system to his strengths.
because
They,
you
they
didn't because you didn't allow time for that to grow.
exactly.
Alex Smith was one of those victims of that. That man went through how many head coaches and how many coordinators, and then finally got off once he got comfortable in Kansas City, then got hurt.
you
You
Yeah.
know who else?
understand?
I
Like,
mean,
Sad.
that's look at Daniel Jones on top of it. Not that he's a great quarterback, but he's had a different offensive coordinator every year of his career.
how do you learn?
Bingo.
How's that fair to him?
This
How's
this
that
is
fair to him?
basically this is basically his rookie year. He's got right now. You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
And he got to
But
get a
but
second contract off of this, which he's gonna get.
he's
oh,
gonna
he's
get
getting 35 mil a year,
he's
bro.
gonna get yeah. They're not gonna break the bank on him because I think Dable still wants an upgraded quarterback. But this type of situation, this frenetic situation, is tough on coaches in general, but it's even worse for black coaches because we are only going to get the opportunities in the worst of spots.
Exactly.
And and so and when they're sick of interviewing a guy or they want to get him out of the league, they put him in places like Washington, which is the worst run organization in the damn league. And
But I
there's
heard Eric Bieniemy's getting a bag. He's going to be like the highest paid
and that's fine.
OC.
But they're sick. They're gonna. That's to cover themselves. So I say, well, we gave him the money,
Right.
we gave him the thing. If he doesn't succeed, he's done. They're sick of interviewing this guy. There's obviously these owners, and I don't want to say conspiracy, and I know it's not on Andy Reid's part, but Andy Reid, they know as long as he's here with me, they're gonna say he's succeeding because of me. So he has to survive on his own. But these owners are sick of interviewing for him, so they would rather sacrifice a season or two to get him out of it so they can move on with their lives rather than interview him. There's something about him they don't like, and they're not.
It has to
And
be.
it's
It has to
it's
be.
something so stupid and so superficial. It's problematic for them that they can't say what it is. So what they say is, oh, he doesn't interview well. Or who cares what his interview is? Who
Look
cares?
at his fucking
Right.
his
He produces.
resume. Yo,
That's
the
it.
man's
Exactly. He
two Su-
produces.
two Super
Look,
Bowl wins in less than 5 seasons, in about five
right.
seasons, and you're
And not
grooming
one player has
Five
a
AFC
bad word
championships.
about said a bad word about this man.
right,
Not
and
a
you're
Not one
single
player.
player.
grooming you're grooming the man who is now the best in the league
Right.
as an offensive coordinator. What do you what more does he need to tell you people to say I deserve a decent spot?
Yeah.
I deserve a decent.
It's
But
Mhm.
like O mentioned, though, unfortunately, many of us are put in those positions of you got to take what you can get. But if he hits Dan Snyder in the pocket heavy, then please, if you take that piece of shit job, take that man for as many dollars as you can.
Right,
yep,
right. You want
yep.
me, you're gonna have to pay for
Yeah.
me. If I'm playing,
Because
if you want me, you got to pay for me.
that may be his retirement check, so he has to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right,
Um,
right.
Yeah.
but again, and it just goes to show when given the proper resources and put in a good situation, put some respect on his brother's name, Coach Mike. Coach Mike, after how many years have we seen people in different groups that we were in complain that it's not Mike Tomlin, it's his coordinators, and he's had a million different coordinators. He's had no talent, no quarterbacks, and look, the man still
And
turned
never
water into wine.
never
Yeah.
ever once had a losing season.
Bingo. And I even picked him to have a losing season this year because his quarterback situation was so bad. He was like, there's no way he can succeed this year. And what did Coach Mike do? Coach Mike is a motivator of men. Now, but that's for both players and coaches. And he
But
gets people to play outside themselves.
also
He
though,
says, "I believe in you."
That's it.
but also though, Jamal,
Hmm?
it goes back to what I spoke of a little while ago and TJ mentioned.
That's
Building
it.
a culture,
That's it.
building a reputation, and having a great organization behind you. Because let's remember, I believe Mike Tomlin is only the fourth or fifth head coach that the Pittsburgh Steelers ever had.
Yep,
Hmm?
yep,
He
Ever.
got,
e-
that's it.
ever.
That's
Ever.
crazy.
He's got a
Yeah,
Ever.
good support system. Pittsburgh is a loyal damn organization, which is why they've had so much. Go figure. The organization with the most Super Bowls has had the fewest amount of coaches.
Yo,
Go
if you
figure.
okay, in your
that's
lifetime,
wild.
you said four. You said four head coaches?
Or
Yeah,
maybe
man.
five. I'm gonna look it up right now while you talk.
It's I think
Yo,
it's four. I
in my
think
lifetime. Now when I first started watching football, it was
With
Chuck
Chuck
Noll,
Noll. Chuck Noll.
Chuck Noll.
right? Then
Yep.
you
Then
had
they went
Mike.
to Coach Bill.
Bill. Then you had Bill Cowher,
Mhm.
and then Mike Tomlin.
No, you forgetting
So we were blessed to see.
Oh yeah, Mike Tomlin. Yeah. Bill
Yeah.
Cowher, Mike Tomlin. Yeah,
No, it was Mike Tomlin, right? After Bill
yeah,
Cowher.
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
In my
yeah.
lifetime, I've only seen three. I don't even know when
Yeah.
Chuck Noll got there because Chuck Noll won his first one in what, 70, 76 or
So,
77? Or
they won it
And
75
three
and
years
they're
in a
one of
78?
the
row.
oldest. They're one of the oldest franchises in football.
Yeah. They stay loyal and they give you the stuff you need. And go figure, getting behind
Okay,
players and coaches in the system breeds success.
my bad. Because
Yes.
I think the four head coaches, I believe, was just under, I think, while the Hunts owned them, but they've had more than that. Going back to 1933, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10,
I,
11.
I guess they're talking about
Then,
modern era now.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
go from this.
So
Since
look,
1970, how many have they had?
not
Right.
even.
Since 1970.
From 1965, it was Mike Nixon 1 year. Then Bill Austin from 66 to 68. Chuck Noll from 69
That's
to
that's
91.
all you got to say. From
Bill
60, yeah.
Cowher from 92
30
to
years.
2006. And Mike Tomlin from 2007 to current.
That's
Yeah.
bananas.
Yeah.
Not even the Giants, right? Not even a storied franchise like the Giants is
Nope,
is close to that.
nope.
No. And that's why salute to that organization. That's why they've had the most success. They always have player football for the most part, or at least winning football.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they don't always have the greatest talent, but they have a positive environment, and that's why
That's
they're
why
so damn
players love
successful.
them so
Correct.
much, bro.
Correct.
They know
Yeah.
they in it every year. They know they got a shot every year, bro.
Yo, TJ,
And
I'll be honest with you. I'm okay with not winning Super Bowl every year.
yeah,
Give me winning
Yeah.
competitive football. I'm okay with that.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
honestly,
For the most
as
part, for the
Giants
most part,
fans, we're
say
privileged.
again?
We're overprivileged as Giants fans because
Yeah.
we've seen four Super Bowls and gone to five in our lifetimes, in our adult lifetimes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
yeah,
And
Yes.
so that's a little we're spoiled. Granted, there's
Yeah.
organizations that have more than us, but how many? Three, four?
three,
Sure.
three.
Yeah.
Well.
San
Football
Fran,
history, football
Dallas,
historian here. Y'all
And
have
Pittsburgh.
stop it.
Pittsburgh, and New England.
Y'all
Yeah.
have 8 championships in your history. Now
Okay.
JP's not here, and he'll say pre-segregation football don't count. But guess what?
I,
Football,
Dan,
football was played. Football
I'm
was
with it.
played. Football was played before the Super Bowl.
I get it.
Your team
But
has 8 championships. My team has more than yes, we have one Super Bowl, but we have before any of us were born.
Yeah.
These teams have championships. It's just people that are lazy that don't want to do the history. That's all.
in that defense,
They call that's why they call it the Super Bowl era. That's why they
Yeah.
frequently say this is the
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl era.
I don't. I kind of do the same thing. As much as a Yankees fan I am, I don't count World Series because there was another league. There was a Negro League, and you didn't let those players play. I don't count those chips. It don't make no sense. There was
I
another
get it.
league, and you didn't play that league. You know what I mean?
And at the time they were the best players.
Bingo.
Could
They
you
would play.
could you imagine black players, no black players in the NBA? Me neither. I couldn't.
That's when there was no dunking.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
There was no dunks. The free throw was shot underhanded.
It was three passes before you took a shot.
The
You
short,
know
the,
what I'm
short,
saying?
the shorts was short because there was no threat of anything falling out.
But they were
Yo,
still playing with peace baskets.
Yeah, man.
Shit.
But all in all, though, good season, very good season.
yes, sir.
I'm still not mad at my team in the loss. Whatever it is, what it is. It
Dan,
is.
your squad is a perennial threat for like the next 5 to 7 years, bro.
They
It's,
they
If they keep most people,
thank you because we just talked about the microwave culture and people want their money.
who's retiring? Who's leaving that squad right now?
I don't think anybody's.
I
Kelsey's
don't think
probably going.
I don't,
Kelsey,
think
you might.
so.
He might. He's been in the league a long time.
I don't think anybody's retiring yet. I
Or
think
like free agents?
maybe
He's
Lane
got a lot
Johnson.
of free agents.
Maybe
Yeah, I
Lane
think
Johnson could retire, who just underwent surgery. I seen on his social media real quick.
What about
Young,
Sue?
full. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Sue, I think he
They
was
have to
just
sign
on
him
a
back.
1-year deal. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's a contract hitman for hire.
he's
He
still
played a lot.
dirty as ever, bro.
He played a lot in that Super Bowl.
He
Yeah,
did.
Let me tell you, real quick about Sue. Right? To me, he is the NFL's version of Kevin Garnett, man. When this dude was in college, he was a man amongst boys in Nebraska when Nebraska was in their heyday, right? And when he got to his latter years in Tampa Bay, this dude was a dirtbag, like a Kevin Garnett or a John Stockton,
Pause,
He
dirty
was
as
pause
just
that.
hell.
nasty, man. He was just
Pause
nasty,
that.
though. I mean,
Pause that. It was early in his NFL career where he was the nastiest.
He was
And
a
then
scumbag from the inception, brother.
But
once
he
he,
never. But
once
what
he,
I'm saying is that he never had to be that way.
No, he didn't. But he had poor emotional control. Go ahead, Dan. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, that's fine because all
Yeah,
of those
yeah.
points are valid. It's just to add on. It was just to add on to say like, yo, like it was a bit of old school in a league that did not play that way anymore. Like that
right.
that quote unquote dirty style, he would have been good with the 80s Lyle Alzado. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the man is a monster amongst men,
Mhm.
a real monster amongst men, not no Braun Strowman. But he was a true monster, and he toned it down once he was with the Bucks because that was a late, later pickup or whatever. He toned it down. I mean, yeah, we saw little dirty things here and there in the Super Bowl game, but most of the season with the Eagles, you didn't see all that shit. You didn't get much of
Now,
that shit. You know what I'm
Nah, he
saying?
no.
wasn't like he was when he was with Detroit.
the
Yeah,
That's when he's
Lions.
at, that's when he's at his
because
worst. Yeah.
how much can your fucking wallet take a hit? At, at, at,
It's true.
at what point do you say, nah, chill, I need this check? Peace to Conway Liddy, Chiefs. Props to your Chiefs. Props to your Chiefs all day, for real. And that's another thing. Yo, fuck everybody who is my man. Shout out to my man Chris, who's a fellow Eagles fan. But he's like, oh, you must have lost a bet or something when I put up on our Instagram the Chiefs logo and was like, congratulations. And
Right.
I don't have to make it clear again. If it was somebody else, like Dallas ain't getting that props. They're not getting those props on none of our pages. Will we talking about it on the show? Yes. The only time that Dallas Star gets posted on any of our pages is hate. You know what I'm saying? But will we congratulate them on the show? Yes. Hooray, Dallas, you finally did it. Y'all them boys for 5 minutes. One time. I could give it up that way. But nah, I didn't post it because of hate. I mean, because I lost a bet. Like, the Chiefs are who we thought they were. Well, again, I picked them third place, but they are who I thought they are to be. They are who I thought they are to be. So no, there's no way. The way that game went down, there really was no way to be mad unless you was one of these Eagles fans who just again, we're the shit, we're this, that. There's no irrational
some
fan.
I think some a majority of Eagles fans thought the Eagles was gonna walk through KC because their defense they were just gonna
Dog,
shred
I
them
don't,
apart, bro.
and I don't blame them for that. I mean, I know I thought that, and I know a lot of people did, because the Eagles were so dominant, man. They were
Right,
they were
Regular
so
season, they were
dominant.
dominant. They were
But
dominant.
it just goes to show just how good the AFC was this year, man. And
Yeah.
Kansas City
So,
was
so, so,
was playing those teams all year. They were getting seasoned up. You know what I mean?
so,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal, are you ready? Are you ready to say that Kenny Powers is the best quarterback in football right now?
Oh hell yeah! Who's better?
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, who's better?
That's not
Oh
even
yeah.
Okay.
that's why
Mhm.
in the group chat I mentioned, like, that's not even really the debate. There's no debate. There is
Who's
no
better?
debate.
And this dude got a body like a giant toddler. Run, right? Dog, he runs like he got a prosthetic leg. You know what I mean? And he
Yeah,
just finds a way to do it, man. You know,
yeah.
His vision downfield is ridiculous,
it's
man.
just
Like
it's
the shit
ridiculous.
he
His processing
the shit
time,
he
yeah,
sees
yeah.
the shit he sees on the
And
fly
the
and how
rest
he
on
can
the run,
compute. Yeah,
on the run.
like the way he processes information, like at like blinding speed, and he just knows to make that throw, and to
And
even make that throw and put touch on it, like it's ridiculous, man.
he
Like,
made
Right.
the
like guys,
slowest.
Dan Marino. Dan Marino moves like a Flintstone, right? He moves like a tree. But he knew that his release there's no one quicker. There was no quicker release in football that I've seen.
That's what Pat Mahomes has. It's not like the Eagles' defensive line did a bad job not getting him. He's one of the hardest people to sack because he feels the pocket like nobody else does, bro.
Yeah,
Right?
He is his movement in the pocket and in and out. He just it's you born with that shit. That's the sixth sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Any other quarterback was in that Super Bowl, the Eagles would have left that game with like 4 or 5 sacks, easy.
yeah.
And
He would
Easy.
have got
Yeah.
pounded. Pause.
we hurt him again too. But
Yes,
again, he showed the difference between playing hurt and playing injured. And
yes,
there
sir.
is a huge, if you've never played sports,
Hmm.
there is a huge difference between getting
Yep.
hurt and getting injured. Brock Purdy the 2 weeks before was injured. He was injured.
Right. Because he
Mahomes,
could have probably played the next week
Mahomes,
if there was the next.
Mahomes, was injured, he was injured, but played through it like it was hurt.
Yeah.
Buck. I mean, not to Mahomes. He when his back is up against the wall, when he's down, that's when he's at his best. You know, we saw with the last Super Bowl.
Dan,
You know, he made it into
look
a game.
look up
So
that contract Mahomes signed.
Say again.
No, keep on talking. I just told Dan to look something up real quick.
Okay. Yeah. So the Eagles should have never. I mean, I'm not saying that they did, but I mean, to think that you was okay because it was up. What was it, 10? No, that's when he's in his wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, I don't even see a close second.
Yeah.
As far as who I think is the best. Maybe Lamar Jackson when he's not hurt. You know, other than that, nah. Hurts showed me a lot in that Super Bowl.
And see, going
Hurts
back to
when he needs to be in that conversation.
Going back, the only quarterbacks in the league I would put over Jalen Hurts at this moment with the results of this season is only a Joe Burrow and a Josh Allen. Only because of ability overall. Jalen Hurts gutted out a lot of shit. But pure quarterback ability and just, you know, for the passing and all that, like I would take a Josh Allen.
Josh Allen has a hell of ability, but he's yet to be to the big game.
Right, because again, it's a team game. And when the rest of the components fail you, ain't but so much a number one quarterback can do. Same thing with Mahomes. If his wide receivers started to suck ass and didn't have a great running game, shouts out to the running backs on the Chiefs who played the hell out of the game. If it wasn't for them running backs too, we would. Yeah, Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback, but that's what we'd be saying. But we would only be talking about his other pieces if he didn't win. If they didn't win. And I hate continuing to say if he didn't win. The Kansas City Chiefs as a team won.
Right.
He just happens to be the biggest name. Now, TJ, you asked me to pull up his contract for what? I don't know.
$450 million, bro.
And that's not all guaranteed. About 300 and change of it is guaranteed. But he's averaging about 45 mil a year.
And he's worth every penny.
Yeah. That's why you get paid. That's why you give a person like that a contract like that. But 10 years says you're committed. And there's nothing wrong with being committed. That's what that goes back to the longevity conversation we had. That goes with the building of a culture that we had.
Yeah.
You're committed enough to pay that man for that long. You know, and then I'm sure each season his contract weaves in and out to where they'll have enough money to do other moves and make other signings and things like that.
Yo,
gonna be
what was his incentive for winning a Super Bowl in his contract again? That shit.
I'm not digging that far, but yeah.
I know. I'm just saying, like, he's got clauses in his contract which balloons it up to that 450 where, you know, you make however many Pro Bowls, how many Super Bowls you win, how many Super Bowls we get to play in, you know, playoff appearances, all this shit, bro. And, you know, you don't want to think, he's not thinking about it at that time. But, like, at the end of the day, he's like, yo, that shit hit. That your bank account gets exponentially bigger during the week because you hit all these milestones in your contract. You're like, shit, exactly. I want to win next week. Right. I want to win next week for real.
But TJ, this is the shit that pisses me off, right? If you perennially go deep in the playoffs, I'm not going to say Super Bowl, AFC Championship, or whatever the case is. Deep in the playoffs. If you go deep in the playoffs every year, right? And I'm asking for $60 million a year. The franchise is still making enough money to where you can give me that $60 million and sign free agents. good free agents. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how much did the Chiefs make getting to the Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they make a shit.
Right.
Yeah,
So
in terms of all the shit like their paraphernalia, t-shirts, hats, and all that
right,
other shit.
merch,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that shit.
Merch is through
And
the roof.
that's just shit off the top that we know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the league is giving you, how much the league is giving you, or whatever the case is.
And if they got a
So
TV contract tied to that and all this other shit?
right,
Yeah, you're right.
the money is there. That's what I'm trying to make. The money is there. They can do it. But it's just how greedy these owners are. You know,
I see now to mix greed with that type of it's different because again it goes back to the longevity conversation. It goes back to commitment conversation. And these owners are always going to make money. They have to play within the caps. They got to play within the league's caps. And they gotta, so yeah, they're gonna always make money hand over fist. There's no problem. They have to.
right?
They the point of the caps is to one to protect them tax wise, but two, it's to try to make a level playing field as far as who you could sign, how much you could sign people for, and then two, these numbers are always gonna go up. These numbers for these positions are always gonna go up. Now, nobody else is gonna sign a Pat Mahomes type deal unless somebody comes along with his type of ability 3 or 4 years down the line. But when that player does come along, then what they did was just increase the amount a franchise signed quarterback is going to get made. I.e., that's why a Kirk Cousins always got paid crazy because
Hmm.
he took them franchise tags, played for the season, made 35, 36 million in the season, but still gave you solid enough quarterback play to make your team play in first place or at least play for second place, make the playoffs. Can't get the big job done, but again, it's a team sport. But still does enough to where he can he floats. He floats along not as one of the greatest in the league, but one of the better players in the league that at least proves his worth. Hate it or
He's in the
hate,
top half. He's in the top half.
hate it or hate what I'm saying right now. Because everybody thinks Kirk Cousins is shit. But again, you don't look at the whole sport. You're just looking at the popularity contest that is the quarterback position. You're not looking at everything and understanding it's a whole team effort. When that defense shits the bed, it's not the quarterback's fault. But when he makes
Right.
bad decisions, yes, it's his fault. I get it.
Also, oh, I can't incorporate greed with the owners because this is their side hustle, bro. This
I
this
was
is
I
not
was
the
I
way
was gonna
they
say
make.
that. I was gonna
This
say
is
that.
not the way they made their money. They didn't make their
Yeah,
money hoping to buy a football team and live off that shit. They are not living off that shit.
Right.
I mean, they
right,
are to an extent, but then that ain't where the bread meets the butter at. You know what I'm
right,
Right.
saying?
Like
Like,
like
right,
Arthur
right.
Arthur Blank owns Home Depot's. Home
Yeah,
Depot. Like, come on. Like,
yeah.
yeah, he
These
owns
I,
Home
I
Depot.
I get it. I get it that these owners, these football owners, 9 of them out of 10, they don't just own a set football team. I get
None of them. None of
yeah,
them do. These are just billionaires with money, bro, and they need
with
to
way
move the
money.
money. They need to move the money so the government won't take it all. So you know what? I'm gonna just put this, 500 million into a franchise or half a bill into a franchise
Yeah,
and let my money wash through that shit and
I
get the
I
most
eat
out of it.
Arthur Blank.
All of them. Nobody, no matter how shitty your team is, that NFL owner is not broke.
facts.
The team may spend like they broke, but the owner is not broke. The guy who signs the checks, he'll never be broke because he's signing your check. You
Right.
know what
And
I'm
and
saying?
all that owner has to do is say, you know what? I'm selling the team. Break off everybody who's a partner, and he's still up.
Still, because he sold it for way more than what he bought it for.
Facts.
It's a
Mhm.
hundred percent. It's 100% profit. It's 100% profit every time. It's like property. It'll never go down too much. It'll never go up too much. You always a good. It's a cash cow. It's a cash cow.
Yep.
You got vendors paying for spots in your stadium to sell Coke, to sell Pepsi.
You're selling
All that shit is
you're selling $100 million, $1 billion contracts just to put your name on a stadium.
Yeah.
You're
Not to
getting your
mention all the artists that come in and want to play in your stadium for concerts and shit like that. Somebody's got to pay for that, bro.
Mercedes
not
Benz,
to not to mention
United Airlines.
not to mention the facilities themselves. These team owners get the states and cities to pay for them shits.
Yeah, man.
It's all
Yeah, man.
it's all just stuff in the pockets for them. It's constant fucking pocket stuffing, yo. Like that's it. It's it.
There's
All
no
that
such
Nobody's
thing as
losing
a
money in
broke
this shit.
owner, bro. There's no such thing as a broke owner. Yo,
Damn.
you,
It's crazy.
and it is crazy when you think about it. He's like, well, what lifestyle are these people living? You know what I'm saying? You know, they don't have. That's one job they're never at the office. You know what I'm saying? Because they're running their
Yeah.
main business. Now their team is doing well in the playoffs, or they're making a good run. Yeah, I'll show up on a Sunday if I'm in town, or
Mm.
if I'm not busy. What better way to entertain and get more money than owning the team and just hey, you don't own the team, right? Why don't you guys come down for a game? We'll
Sure.
do
exact
it up.
and
You know what I'm saying?
throwing those types free tickets for you to get money off of them in donations. What is that? What is that? Fuck a fire capacity, man. I got it. I got room.
We'll just take these 2 suites. I know they paid for. Give them their money back. I'm good. You know.
Not even to hit them with the unforeseen incidences.
Meanwhile, you watching the game
act
and you
of
see
God,
everybody in your suite and shit.
right? An act of
Yeah,
God
man.
loophole.
And
Now,
these big ass law firms and everything. They got boxes and stuff like that. They pay for all that shit, man.
Yeah.
And if your team is hot, it's the hottest ticket in town. Mad people are out there trying to get seats. You're selling them for God's money, and then you're paying what, $12 to $15 for beer in there when you in there, bro.
You make your money back.
on top
You
of
making tons of money back, bro. The beer's
exactly,
$15 because they got to pay rent for the spot in there. That's why the
And it's
beer's
Budweiser.
$15, bro.
Let's not forget. All right, it ain't a $15 Heineken you're getting. This is a $15 Budweiser. All right, shout out to the Mets for that shit.
pretty much
Heinekens are 17 because they're imported. You know what I'm saying?
you're getting a bottle of what O is going to shit out later.
Pretty much.
That'll be $20. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So all in all, good shit, good season. That's really all. There wasn't nothing crazy that happened this week, other than again, we were 2 weeks on the whole Arian Foster shit, but we had to finish the fun ass tournament last week of fucking man in the mirror. I still think back at it and laughed at it like, yo, man in the fucking mirror. But
yes, man.
But what we'll do now in closing out the show, waiting for Jamal to hopefully come back. Let's give whoever's here, the 3 people watching, whoever's gonna watch later or listen later, let's give them an open dialogue on what we are thinking for the March Madness side of March. And we want y'all to be a part of this show and all of that stuff. So we're going to sit here and just we're not going to build the tournament, but we're going to discuss ideas right now. We're going to discuss ideas of what are we going to talk about in what's the name? But Jamal is trying to call. But yeah, I mean, what's something that you was thinking about? What's something? There he goes. I don't know why he tried to FaceTime, but there he is.
Not bad, yo.
He's back. Now, all good. He decided to make a FaceTime call instead of, but shit happens. So all I was saying, if you wasn't listening, was let's come up with our ideas for the tournaments for the month of March. What's something y'all are thinking about? What's something that's been in your head? Because like I was trying to think of, me in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I was maybe thinking of like the best wrestling game and we'll keep them to like Sweet 16, so we could we could get through them each episode. But that was in my head. I'm not saying I'm gonna go with that, but something like best wrestling game, or
What
maybe
was the
some
best
video game.
cartoon you've watched when you were growing up? What would you
Ooh,
consider the all-time best?
it's hard to pick one.
Mm.
Well,
Even
we're
Yeah.
not gonna build it, but that sounds like a good idea. But the
Mhm.
thing is like, what range are we gonna go from? Because we're gonna do these as 16s, so that's just what
Are we
I
going
got.
back to like Hanna-Barbera days? You know what I'm
You can go
saying?
to
Like,
whatever you want. I guess if it's your favorite, it's your favorite.
I like that, Jamal. Um, I mean, you can do. I mean, I know Dan, the late '80s was you. It was a blur for you at that time. So
But I was there.
I have a shit ton. I have a shit ton of favorite cartoons, man.
Yeah, I'm
That
good from
I would
the
consider.
70s to
I'm sitting here
2000s, man.
thinking like, damn, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And I
that's
don't
a
even want to
lot.
start naming names, man, because
So
I don't want to give
this,
it away. And
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
So
yeah.
I had to go to my tournament bracket. I had to
You're muted.
my
You're
bad.
muted.
I got you because I had to mute Jamal because he walked away and all the wind hit. But I
Sorry.
got you. But we can do, but it'll be tough when we boil it down in the group chat. We can do 480s, 490s, 2000s, and something, and maybe like a anime bracket, an anime. Because like
Okay.
today, like I mean, if you don't have young kids like I do, you might not know what's good now and what's like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Okay. So that takes away
Actually,
my
actually, actually, you know what? Fuck that. We can do 80s, 90s, 2000s, and from the 10s to now. Because
Okay.
as soon as I said that, I can do that. Because immediately, I personally was thinking the Amazing World of Gumball, which is fucking phenomenally funny. People hate Teen Titans Go. We love that shit in my house, and
It's
that shit
well written, man. That is well
it's
written.
people hate it because it's not Teen Titans, but it is so fucking funny because
Yeah.
there's references that like the people that are so hell bent on hating Teen Titans Go, they just hate it because it's too silly and it's just they think it's not for them. But there's so much they rest in peace to True Goy.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yes.
But
yes. Rest in
De
peace, True
La
Boy.
De La Soul had a
Yeah.
fucking episode
Yo,
On
that's
that
wow.
show?
Yeah.
of Teen Titans Go. Yes.
Wow.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So we got all right. So cartoons. What eras do y'all want to pick? And I'll write these down.
It has to be seven. It has to be 70s till now, right?
Till now. Yeah, 70s till now.
80s to now. 80s. Who's gonna take the 80s? Who's gonna take the 90s? Who's gonna take the 2000s to
Well,
10s?
70s is no. Actually, to be technical,
We gotta
60s is
before that.
Santa
Yeah.
Barbara.
60s
We're not
Santa Barbara.
we weren't alive in the 60s.
We were not alive in the 60s, but they were playing Hanna Barbera shit till a couple of years ago.
All right, so here again, 80s. I'm gonna say it again, 80s, 90s, and the
In the
2000s,
1000s.
2010s and above.
It's
I
Because
gonna
can do the
thin out
80s.
for me. Yeah.
here's why you can add all the Hanna Barbera you want, even though there's 4. All of that shit ran in syndication in our childhood in the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
All those
Yeah.
that's the
70s,
loophole.
all those 70s
Yeah.
wacky racers and stuff like that
Yeah.
landed.
We watch
I
it.
seen all of that. But here's the
Okay.
problem now. Y'all pick the era, whoever says what first gets it, and now the challenge is on you to only pick 4 out of hundreds. This is
I'm
where it's
picking the
going.
80s.
Okay, so O got the 80s.
80s is the easiest one, my nigga. 80s is the easiest one.
Yeah, it's
It's
just dog.
not.
We're children of the '80s, man.
But it's
It
not
gets pretty thin
easy.
for me. After 2000, it gets thin for me, but I can work it out. I'll take shit. I'll take '90s.
All right, I got the 2000s. Then fuck it.
Okay, so
And
I have
again,
another category.
just hold
Let me know when y'all ready.
on. Go ahead.
Um, since we're doing brackets, teams, and I'm talking about hockey, baseball, basketball, football from 80s till now.
That's dope.
Oh,
Right?
just
So
all time teams like in no in any sport.
all time
Championship
teams
teams
in
from
any
any
sport.
yeah from
94
sport the tournament.
Rangers,
Yeah, yep.
96 Bulls,
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
I love
90,
that.
94 Knicks.
Yep, I love it. Let's do it. If the mayor blesses it.
It's on y'all. If y'all outvoted me, that's fine. We got 4 weeks to make up, so that's fine.
Cool.
Okay.
So all time
Well,
teams, cartoons. We did fighting
mm,
games,
84
right?
Tar
We did.
Heels.
Yeah, we did fighting games, did we?
Yes.
yeah, we did fighting game.
We did
So
fighting games. All
you
right.
pick you're getting well see now again we gotta or that one we can build as a crew. We don't have to
Yeah.
build we don't have to separate errors in that one. Because
Right.
of course see now all right,
Okay.
so now
Okay.
here's the caveat in that. Are we taking as far as the dynasty or a year's team? Like obviously, what is it? What was it? 07 Patriots, the 18 it
Let's
was
do
oh
it.
07.
Let's do a year's team, man. Yeah.
Okay,
Let's do a
so
year's
yeah,
team.
I was gonna say the easy way out is to do the dynasty. I say we do the years.
yeah. So we got to pick individual years. So teams like fucking like I said that the 18-1 Patriots are definitely going to be in there. The 72 and 9 Bulls,
Warriors or
the
Warriors.
Warriors 73 and 8. No, 72 and 10 Bulls, 73 and 9 Warriors. So teams like that. Okay, so I got that
Okay.
down. All time teams. All right, so we got sports, we got cartoons. Now we got to get some other fun shit in there.
Hmm.
What about a tournament on '90s albums, hip hop albums from that decade?
Ooh.
Huh? Oh, I got my list already. I got my list already.
And if you want, we could break it down by genre. We could do boom bap. We could do G funk. We could do down
We
south.
could
However y'all
do
want to do it. Or we could just do
backpack rap.
yeah. We could just do the best '90s albums a tournament.
Best
Yeah,
90s album. Yo, that's
best,
crazy, dude.
best 90s rap albums because
Correct.
all
Yes.
Yeah.
all the best shit was. I mean, we got Capital Punishment, freaking
Don't don't put them out in the universe yet. Save it for
Enter
the
the
No,
tournament.
bro.
enter,
Yeah.
enter the
Yeah.
stage, Muddy Waters, There's a
Oh my
Dark
god,
Side,
man.
Enter the 36 Chambers. This a 16 of that is going to be like the 16 of the 16 of the. I will call it now. I can almost guarantee you a DMX album is not going to make it. It's not going to make it in the tournament.
You don't think so? Well,
No,
Look, man,
wow.
we talking
unless
about the
one of y'all,
finest of the
Wow.
finest. Yeah.
unless one of y'all
Wow.
fight
Purple
hard
tape.
for
Where's
it.
the purple tape at? You got to throw the purple tape in there.
Exactly.
bro,
You got to throw the
bro.
purple tape
It's
in there.
We can
so
do.
okay. So
Yeah,
we're
all
talking
Wu Tang.
64. We're
No,
talking
not
60.
64.
Yo, 64
No,
No,
brackets,
we're
right?
doing
It's 64.
no. You're
no,
not
we're
listening.
doing 16.
And that's the fucked up thing is we could easily fit 64.
Right.
Easy.
That's the fucked
Easy.
up shit.
Easy.
Yeah, that's
Easily
the fucked up shit.
64.
Easily 64.
Easy.
But
Easy.
the 16,
This
you got to have a
Nah.
tournament. We got to have a tournament within ourselves personally to get our picks
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
that tournament.
There'll be a lot
Yo,
of texting. There'll be a lot of
It's not gonna be
texting.
that for me to be honest with you, because the style I was on, it ain't gonna be that hard because it's gonna be a lot of albums that I'm sure we're gonna put up a lot of albums that we're personally connected to.
Hmm.
Personally connected. Like I'm gonna put like I'm already thinking Onyx back the fuck up and how me and my boys ran that album on the block back in the day. Or like I said, Into the Stage. Like
Damn,
that boot camp was heavy in
damn,
my neighborhood back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Into the Stage was fire.
damn. Stick a pin. Stick a pin, Dan. Stick a pin. Close your
yeah,
eyes right now. Close your eyes, right? And imagine yourself
my
with your
eyes are
Sony
staying open.
Walkman on the bus.
I didn't have Sony. I had
And
Iowa.
imagine yourself on
It
so
sounded better. Iowa
okay,
actually
imagine
played
yourself
louder.
with your
Iowa,
Iowa Walkman.
Iowa had the EQs on the front. So
I didn't have.
Right, right.
I used to
But
buy the
Sony, yo,
I used to buy the $20
The
joints that
Sony had
played
the auto
loud.
reverse though. The Sony had the auto reverse. All right.
The Sony quality was great, but the
Mhm.
audio levels were always not as loud as I wanted them.
Right.
Iowa had that bass boost.
So
Yeah,
imagine yourself on the bus or on the train
Kobe.
going to school, listening to what you was listening to at the time. I already know what albums I was listening to. De La Soul
Yo,
is dead.
I don't have to
Low
do
End
all of
Theory.
that. I don't have to do all of that. Sit back in the time machine, close your eyes. Mother, I'm there already.
Yeah,
Nah,
I'm
the
there
low end
already.
theory's in there, bro. The low end theory's in there.
it's in there.
Low End Theory is
Oh,
in it. Midnight Marauders is in it.
Just
let's
94
see,
in general is 94 is crazy. And
93
96 was
March,
cre-
November
93, 90,
9th,
93 to 96 is just nuts, man. Forget it.
November 9th of 93, Midnight Marauders
Yeah.
enter the 36 chambers.
Yes.
I
what
November.
a
remember
time to be alive. What a
I'm
time
trying to
to
be
be
alive.
alive, man.
Everybody was
You had to
dropping
be
this.
there. You had to be there,
I'm
bro.
You
Every
yo,
week
missed
was
it.
an adventure.
see, you want to talk about close your eyes, you're on the back of the bus. I'm going back to 96 when me and my boy was anticipating when Life After Death and Wu-Tang Forever album was supposed to
Yep.
drop on the same
Yep.
day. But but
Yeah.
but Wu-Tang moved their album back out of respect on the big album.
Hmm.
Mm.
And we was on the back of the bus when that Wu-Tang Forever came out. Yo, I went to the library and printed out the lyrics to Triumph and all that. Come on, we there already.
Oh, we had that. Yo, here's the crazy 94. I remember there was so many albums coming out, and I got one memory. And me and this nigga Makwa, I don't even remember the album Makwa. We went to the Wiz that was over in Herald Square to wait on to wait online for some shit in '94. It might have been Snoop. It might have. I can't remember whose album it was.
It wasn't Wu Tang. No, it was Wu Tang.
It wasn't Wu Tang. Okay, yeah, I think it was Wu Tang. Yeah,
Yeah, it was Wu
we
Tang.
Wu-Tang
Bro,
didn't come out in
we went on
94.
I
went to
remember where I
Lion,
was at
man.
when I heard Protect Your Neck, dude. I
Yes,
was in the
sir.
back of my man's Honda Civic, and he was like, yo,
Nah,
I'm going to play this new shit. And I didn't let him play nothing else for the rest of the night. I was like, run that shit back and play it again.
Side note off the tournament shit.
yes, sir.
What is something that y'all like you do like musically? Because there was a post on TikTok where these two kids was doing the Beanie Siegel and Freeway verses from the Funkmaster Flex freestyle that night that The Rock took over. That was
Yeah.
one of those. I remember exactly where we were. We was in my boy's car on the way to our homie's house for a basement party, and motherfuckers showed up to that party late and was sitting in their cars in the party coming out talking about, yo, did you hear that Freeway, yo? Like,
Yeah.
I remembered exactly. We was on the terrace going to Morningstar Road, going to the party. I passed by that house still to this day, and I remember exactly that. What's something y'all remember?
For me, it was Protect Your Neck on Video Music Box, and it was me and my two cousins
Ooh,
chilling in the back room, and that shit came on. And first of all, it dropped. The beat just dropped. It's so hard, and they shot that shit like they borrowed a video camera. It was so low budget, but I remember by the third verse, we was all so locked in because there was really no hook. You know what I mean? It just kept,
No.
they was just going boom boom, and then by the time it was the fifth MC, it's like this shit ain't never gonna end. And all of them is and all of them is nice. And before that, I mean, we all listened to Ocean Magnetic MCs. Before that, I'd never seen a group that had that many dope MCs. And when it was over for me, is when this old ODB rest in peace walked out the alley and drops his verse. I was like, oh, who are these? Who are these motherfuckers? And where can I get this single? Yeah, man, that was life changing for me.
TJ mentioned 1-0. You got one?
Yo, I got one. I got one. My boy, man, my boy, Chris. He. I don't know. I don't know. I guess he had more. I guess he had more money than I did. He was always the one to break new records before and hit new shit before I did, man. And I heard two albums. I heard at his crib, and it just blew my mind. Um, Slick Rick's first album. I heard Mona Lisa, and I'd never heard anything like it before. With all the cursing in it, and it just sounded like fucking Millie Jackson was rapping. It might as well have been, right?
Damn.
So I'm just sitting there, just like, like as a kid listening to Mona Lisa for the first time, that shit blew my fucking mind, man. So that was one album, and then of course, De La Soul is Dead. I'm sorry, Three Behind Miser was the first one, and that was a shout out to yeah, those two albums, man. I remember exactly where I was at, and it was life changing at the time, man.
Somebody's getting a phone call.
Yeah, so those were my albums right there.
Oh, your phone's ringing.
The thing is, oh, yeah, I had a few. Man, it seems like between like '93 and '97, I was having multiple moments like that every year. You know what I mean? Because them albums was just dropping that way. Distinctly, I remember though, another one that stuck out was when G Thing dropped by Dre. The first time I heard that shit on Kiss, and love the Chronic. The Chronic was changing because I was into, I liked NWA before then. I thought they was cool. I liked Dre stuff.
Hmm.
I did not know Dre was that dope. And Dre changed when the Chronic
Because
dropped.
it was a completely different sound.
Yeah,
It was
it
a
was
completely
different.
different sound altogether.
And I'm like, okay,
He,
the only good thing about Dre, and I'm 16 right now. I'm hardcore. No, East Coast still better, right? So Dre comes out with the Chronic, and it's like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, it's a good thing this dude can't rhyme that well, because he would take over, right? Then this single for fucking G Thing drops, and Snoop just goes off. It's just a perfect blend of style and music, and that's when I knew the game had changed. The production level had changed. Hip hop had raised a bar, and honestly, it was all love from then. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
game, the skill sets for everybody got raised after that.
Like,
But I remember here when G Thing dropped, I was like, this is something like I've never heard before.
like I'm remembering now, like driving on a specific part of Staten Island when my boy had his license and was driving his father's what was it, Ford something. It was a Ford Taurus, the old joints. And it was right when it was written and Capital Punishment came out. And those were the two tapes we had on fucking loop like crazy. Or I'm remembering, like I said, Onyx and being on my up the
Yes,
block
sir.
and fucking singing Slam and all and going over the bitch ass
yo,
bootleg motherfucker selling my tape. But
I got another one real quick.
my most memorable, one of my most
Yeah.
memorable things though, till this day, is it was when Craig Mack's Flavor in Your Ear came out, and I was with Ian, his cousin Nehemiah, and his man Nehemiah's boy Will, and we came off of Canal Street going to buy. What the fuck? I think it might be that was echoing off of. Oh, I muted you. Oh, but we just came back from Canal Street, went to Ian's house, and we was buying because we went to Canal Street to go buy some caulking eyes. It was $33 a pair. So
Yo, shout out to Carl Kanai.
Canal Street, the old Canal Street. Now Canal Street now ain't shit, but fucking we're back at Ian's house and fucking that's another. I'll go back after you, TJ, but another memory with that was we just kept Flavor in Your Ear on fucking loop. But I'll say but then bringing that CD home, and shouts out to my man Rob who lived across the street. he was blasting Biggie's Juicy out of his Volvo, and I had my big ass speaker in the window, blasted Flavor in your ear, and it was like a bad boy battle between the both of us.
Mm, mm, mm.
So my uncle was working at BLS at the time, and he sends me two tapes. He's like, "You got to listen." Yeah.
BLS.
So he sends me two. He sends me two tapes. One was Three Kings in a Cipher, and I was like, "I'm never listening to this shit again." And the other was like Cypress Hill's demo tape.
Mm.
So I'm on a bus riding. I'm in college. I'm on a bus riding to school, and the first song comes on. It's like Duke, 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 and that shit's like, yo, I was hooked after that. I was hooked. I was like, yo, I don't know who these dudes are. I'm not used to West Coast rap sounding like this. This is completely different, and I don't believe I'm loving West Coast rap right now.
That
It was
Black
Dog.
crazy for me.
that Black Sunday album is making the tournament. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm letting y'all know now. I'm playing my flag for that Black Sunday album.
No, man.
You know what kind of fucked me up though with Cypress Hill? Because Cypress Hill kind of fucked me up because the name, is Brooklyn. So when I
Yeah.
first heard, I'm like, oh, okay, they're from Brooklyn. And then you start listening to them, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, dog. He just wasn't used to West Coast rap sounding like that at that time.
No, it
And
had much of
it,
an East Coast vibe to me
yeah,
like that.
it
It
was
did
like,
have,
oh, you know,
But the
um,
last one memory wise, because we got to pick one more tournament. But the last one memory wise, again, shouts out to Ian, Ian, right? In his house back when he was in West Brighton, the Markham homes. I had to mute you again because of the echo. Oh, but back in the day, Markham homes, we're listening to the radio. It probably was WBLS. And the Dismasters, Small
mm,
Time Hustler,
mm,
came on the radio.
mm.
And when I tell you, for
Yo,
I tell this story we every so often, like when we're all together, I tell this story because this is how far me and him go back. We're all in the room. I think it was him, my brother, me, his cousin Desmond. I think it was just us. And when the line came up, because malnutrition will make you look like a skinny man, just like we did it and ran. I mean, when you think about it now, it's like that wasn't even that hard. But then
Yes,
that
sir.
was one of the first times I literally almost peed on myself laughing.
bro,
I think a
bro,
little
when
bit
they said
trickled
your
out.
crib is whack, you walk through the front and you fall out the back. Yo, I was dying. I was dying. I was like, what? What
That
are they
whole
talking
fucking
about?
song. I remember exactly where it was, and in that night, I think we was because he had Spy Hunter on Nintendo. I think we was playing Spy Hunter that night, and he was recording the show, and we just kept rewinding that fucking line because it just murdered us.
Yeah.
That
Damn, we
line
were listening to the
murdered
same
us.
show the same night because all I did
We
was sit in
had to
front of my
have.
father's radio with the headphones on, waiting to tape the next joint that came out, bro. And when I heard that shit, I was like, I think Red Alert played it. I was like, yo, you gotta run that shit back, Red. That shit was hysterical, bro.
And I still got on tape. So we talking like I still got on one of my tapes somewhere. I have because when Snoop's What's My Name came out, Ed Lover, Dr. Dre, Lisa G when they were on the radio and they did the spoof. They did the spoof of that song. I think I still got that on tape somewhere. I gotta
Nice.
find it. I don't remember. But last one. What's one more tournament we can make? We got cartoons, we got sports, we got hip hop, rap
If we
music.
want to do this is interesting one. A tournament, all-time best black comedians.
Richard Pryor won. Next,
We gonna have to have a tournament, bro. Decide
I
that.
mean,
That's your tournament winner.
that's, that's my lane, and see, like, cause like, all
That's
right,
your tournament winner.
because I'm envisioning it in my head already. Because for me, a Final Four would look like Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't put Eddie Murphy, all time great, all time legend, hands down one of the most influential comedians ever, on two specials. Many of us weren't out there in them streets to have seen Eddie Murphy in the clubs or see video of him doing spots here and there, like we could see other people do. Eddie wouldn't make it out personally because, yeah, his two specials were the most impactful probably in comedy history.
That part,
But
and that
but
that
when
that
you
makes him
think
special.
it makes
You
him
know.
super. It's
Yeah.
Biggie. It's
Yeah.
Biggie. But Eddie's still alive. Eddie's still alive to do the craft that he came up on. That's a different I like that as a tournament. I still see it going way too easy. Like because I want to add Godfrey. I want to add Hannibal Buress. I'm not a fan of his comedy, but we got to add a Kevin Hart. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think he's a first round elimination, but that's just me.
Yeah, I'm with you. But like when
I'm,
we come to black comedy, it's tough because you got to
Bernie
add
Mac's got to be in there somewhere.
Bernie
you
Mac.
got to add. I got to mute you Mo, because your echo is crazy. But like you got to add Bernie Mac. You got to add the whole Kings of Comedy roster. You got to
Red
add Monique.
Fox.
You got to add Monique. You got to add Lunell. You got to add Red Fox. You got to add Red Grant. You got to add freaking Samore. Freaking Lunell. Fuck. Amazing. I love Lunell. You got to add so many other women. Wanda Sykes is a freaking
On the site.
murderer.
Well, Whoopi Goldberg was the shit before
I
she
Whoopi
know,
stopped doing
Goldberg.
stand.
brother.
You know what
You
I'm
That's
making
a
a
saying?
case
that's a
for a
total.
tournament. You
That's
making a case for a tournament.
here's 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 the only reason why I'll say no to the 16s. That is a 64 or a 32 because we gotta balance it out with enough women, and there are too many women killers. Especially if you think back on the freaking the comic view days of shit. Like
Oh yeah.
there's just too many. There's too many. Bill Bellamy, Jamie Foxx, fucking like you said, I said Fred Sanford, but uh Fred what's his name? Red Fox. Freaking yeah, the history is just too long, man. It's hard. It's hard. JB Smooth, Chuck Nice. Like this that's a 64. That's a 64. We could think about maybe that could be like a enter in April to close, and do a whole joint. Get the homie shout out. I haven't spoken to him in a minute, but shouts out to the homie LeBron. Like we'd have to have him on because he's a stand-up
Yeah,
comedian also. You
That's
know what
what's
I'm
up.
saying? But yeah,
Damon Wayans.
Damon, the whole Wayans family.
David
Well,
stand up was killer though.
yeah, Damon's a killer. Marlon's a killer on stand-up too. Sean, not so much. He's good, but not so
not so
much.
much.
Not so much. But Damon and Marlon were the yeah. Freaking you get into what's his name? Michael Che nowadays. Freaking what's the dude that came out? What's his name? Gerard Carmichael. Like there's
Hmm.
there's too many black folks that are fucking murderers on the mic when it comes to comedy. I think that's part of the reason why I never really stepped up because I respect the craft so much that like I never tried to open mic yet. And I still got a book, like I said, from like almost 2 decades ago, of shit that I wrote that it's kind of still almost halfway still relevant in a way. Like I wrote a thing about fucking parents with the dog leashes on their kids, with disguised in monkey packs. It's shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man, but damn. Who picked tournaments so far? So O picked cartoon, but O picked team, so he picked two. TJ, did you pick something? Because I didn't pick something.
I picked the cartoons, motherfucker.
Oh, you picked the cartoon. Oh, my bad. So you picked the cartoon. My bad. I got the order all wrong. You picked the cartoons. O picked the all-time teams. Jamal picked 90s rap. Damn.
Yeah, it's on you, bro.
And you know what? It's gonna be on me till next week because I wasn't prepared. I mean,
Ah,
I
Oh
boo!
I was.
man.
It's
Oh,
on.
Boo! Here,
No,
oh
here
no.
we
man.
go.
Oh no,
Here we
because I
Man.
go.
said
Here we
I said
go.
I said wrestling. I said wrestling game,
Yeah.
but it might not be wrestling game. It
I thought
might
you was
have.
gonna do wrestlers of Eris.
I think we did wrestlers before. I
You
have a
might have.
feeling like we did. Where everybody, I mean, people would have to make it that's not named Terry Bollea or the Ultimate Bigot.
The ultimate bigot.
That's his name for life. That's his name for life. Jim Hellwig, aka the Ultimate Bigot, or Warrior is he named himself. Um,
Like when the Iron Sheik was going off at him at that convention. Just
the the
hilarious.
Iron Sheik going off on everybody. That man lives in kayfabe still to
Fam.
this day. Still to this day.
I
Um,
think one of the funniest joints I've seen is I think it was Marty Jannetty telling the story about Iron Sheik failing the drug test the for WWF, and he was like, he was like, Vince McMahon called the other said, Sheik, I gotta sit you down. You failed the drug test. He was like, really? He said, that's crazy. He's like, why? He goes, because JVD, talking about Junkyard Dog, took the same stuff.
straight snitching, boy.
Yo, man.
All right, so all
Yo.
right, so I can't land on what, but it's gonna be it's definitely gonna be involving wrestling. It's
All right,
definitely
that's
gonna
what's
be
Okay.
up.
involved in wrestling. I
All right.
can't decide what right now. That's tough. But it's gonna just wrestling. So if y'all can see it on the screen, there you go. It's cartoons, all-time teams, 90s rap and wrestling are gonna be the March Madness tournaments of this year. It's gonna be complete 16s. I know the wrestling one I can definitely craft up fair enough between all of us. I'll show y'all can make your tweaks. But the other shit we're all definitely gotta it's gonna be a fight, especially the rap albums. Which
Oof.
that's what
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna
it's
get
gonna be
personal, yo. I'm not saying it right now.
it's gonna be a scrap. Yeah.
You might not like me after that. You know what I'm saying? But that's all right.
What about athletes? What about athletes?
Nah. We've done
What happened
No.
athletes
with athletes?
before. We've
Yeah.
done athletes in several different ways before.
We could do the worst moment in sport, non-tragic worst moment in sports.
That could be another
Uh,
time for another time. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
eliminate tragedies though, but just like the worst meltdowns or
Yeah, gotta say, because tragedy still to this day, thinking wrestling, the only celebrity death I ever cried over was when Owen Hart fell. And they kept the pay-per-view going after that.
Yeah, that was wild.
yeah, Vince ain't gonna drop no check.
Yeah. But all right, y'all. We did it. We done. We gave people a little bit of the inner workings, the inside baseball. We capped off the NFL season. I plan on watching some XFL for sure because football now never stops. The USFL, I'll be selective in supporting that because something feels very MAGA about that for some reason. I don't
Mm,
know.
gotcha.
No, actually the AAF was the MAGA league that only lasted 6 games and never came back. They were the we stand up for the flag league, and y'all are standing on the sidelines doing nothing. But anyway, y'all know what to do. The QR code, star5podcast.com. Gonna be updating it hopefully soon. We got a bunch of other shit coming eventually in the works. Stay tuned for HHDG Media. We got some shit coming eventually for just to help add ourselves into the mix of the 50th anniversary of this hip hop culture we love and live. Um, Shouts out to the homie Quan Star and Pomac. Big Boy Bard Up has been up for pre-sale. Go look up Quan Star's website and pre-order the Big Boy Bard Up album. I listened to it the other day. It's dope. I made one skit on the album. I recorded like 3 for him, but I made a skit on the album. So yeah, come support the homies and listen to that. And yeah, oh, it's on you. Get off mute. Close it out.
I yo, big shout out to the show. Great show today. I enjoyed myself. This was fun, even though we freestyle a little bit. It was fun. Um, um, I wanna mention Christian Atsu family. You know, rest in peace, Christian Atsu. He was a Ghanaian football player who passed away in Turkey during the earthquake.
Damn.
My heart goes out to your family, to friends. Rest in peace to him, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and to everybody who lost their lives over there. So it's
Word.
almost up to like 30,000 people, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
crazy.
All right, peace to everybody in the panel here. Peace to everyone in the comments, to the listeners. Um, Sending love and light to the folks in Turkey and Syria that lost their lives. I got a lot of friends in Turkey who were personally affected, so just want to shout them out. Um, Great show today, y'all. Enjoy chopping it up with you. Looking forward to these tournaments coming up. Um, Peace to Ishtar. Peace to Disabled Planets.
Word up, word up. Another good show. Uh, thanks for O sharing his unique medical condition this at the top of the hour. That was dope.
Rest in
Uh,
peace to his toilet.
um, shout out to the listeners today, the guys in the comments. It was dope. Definitely looking forward to these tournaments coming up. It's gonna get spicy in here for sure. Um, rest of the peace to the people that passed in Turkey and Syria, and rest in peace, Trugoy, man, one of the
Word.
legends, one of the great, part
Rest
of
in
one of the
peace,
greatest
people.
groups of all time, De La
Yeah.
Soul. Word up.
And what's crazy is people still to this day didn't realize his name was just yogurt backwards.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
It's just yogurt backwards. But peace, rest easy to True Boy for real, man. Crazy. On the verge of their music in full, and now it's not the music in full because we gotta realize actually, it was from the grind date till current has been on streaming. It was from the beginning, from 3 Feet High and Rising to AOI and Bionics albums were the ones that were left off of streaming because of Tommy Boy screwing them over.
The best music, by the way.
And and those albums with the verge of them approaching streaming networks to where
Yeah.
they can finally see some real money off of it. And he's not gonna be here to see it anymore. It sucks. So rest easy to the
Yeah.
legend of the hip hop culture for real. And yeah, man, that's it. See y'all next week. And yo, go buy Scott tissue stock right now because O is about to run it up. O is about to run it up for y'all. Peace.
Peace.